everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. We are so excited today. We have a very special Hall-Star interview for you today. I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Anne is here.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, and we are very excited to get to talk to actress Taylor Cole today. Taylor, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Of course, anytime. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So what we like to do with our guests is we like to give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us what inspired you to become an actress. You had started as a model, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we'd like to hear kind of your story.
Yeah, definitely. Acting sort of fell into my lap, fortunately. For me, I was actually living in New York modeling, and it was runway show season, and I'm too short to do shows, so I took a trip out to see my mom and my stepdad, who's also an actor, and I was just visiting, and they said, do you want to go on auditions? And I said, sure. So I went out on an audition for CW, for the head of CW at the time, and she was like, yes, send her out everything that they're rolling out for the season. And I ended up booking a guest star role on an Aaron Spelling TV show called Summerlin. And then from there they picked it up, and Aaron Spelling wanted me to be a part of the whole series. So they made me a series regular. So I sort of just fell into it, which is awesome because it's, changed my life, and I'm so fortunate to get to do what I do because of it. So yeah.
That's really cool. That's very unique. People have that
yeah.
story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very unique. And then everybody hears that story and they're like, oh, Hollywood's easy. I'm going to move out to LA. And I'm like, oh, no. It's not easy. That was an accident.
Was there like a learning curve to go from never having acted before to being on a series as a regular?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was brutal. I mean, there was so much to learn. I mean, I didn't have my first acting class until I saw myself on TV. And I was like, who said that was acceptable? I need to know what I'm doing. I wouldn't move my arms when I would walk. And I was just stiff. So it was pretty brutal for me to watch. Everybody says that, you're your own worst critic. So people say that I'm too hard on myself, but it was pretty brutal. And then as far as, I didn't know anything about the business or table reads or anything that goes along with it. So I remember sitting at the table read thinking, okay, I ask all the questions before. What can I get fired? Do I stand up when I say my lines? Do I really yell when it's a yelling scene? Or, what are the ins and outs of a table read or whatever? So they said, no, they're just going to read what's on the page and nothing else. And I was like, okay, great. And then I was sitting next to a guy at the head of the table, and in the middle of it, he sort of broke up the table read and said, well, maybe we should add a time cut in here to, establish XYZ, whatever. And I looked at him like, this guy doesn't know you're not supposed to talk at a table read. And I just laughed it off. And then at the end, I was like, that was funny. When he jumped in, they were like, you mean Aaron Spelling? I was like, oh, that's Aaron Spelling. He could say whatever he wants. So yeah, my learning curve was pretty rough. I had no clue. But I think, as I learned later on, that I think not knowing anything was probably best for me, because once I did get on a series and once I was working all the time, I really, I kind of had a panic, and I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that I just sort of got thrown into it and I didn't know what I was doing, that was helpful because I was just winging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Raw performance.
Yes.
Yes. That's really cool. So yeah, you did a number of shows. You were on CSI Miami and The Event and Heroes and
Supernatural.
Yeah.
That's a favorite. The best fans in the world, Supernatural fans and Hallmark fans.
Yeah. That's cool. How old were you when you first started?
I was 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing it for I'm 35 now, so quite a while.
That probably helped you too, that, you know, it's probably harder to start out older,
later.
you know, like when you're a teenager. I think people probably are more forgiving of a new talent, you know, a raw talent.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's cool. And so were you kind of glad to be done with modeling and moving on to acting, or was that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know that, I didn't know how much more fulfilling acting was, you know, or would be, but it was, you know, a totally different world, and just really getting to put yourself into it. And modeling is just, you know, work for hire, just stand here and make this look good. So yeah, it was, you know, a lot more mental, you know, it's very stimulating. It was just, you got to see the finished product and be proud of it or not be proud of it. But whatever it was something that you made and created and gave life to and breath to. So it's very, very fulfilling, and I was glad to, you know, say goodbye to modeling.
Mm-hmm. So you started Hallmark, working for Hallmark in 2016. I believe there was 2 movies in 2016. My Summer Prince and Appetite for Love. And
yes, Appetite for Love was my first one, and I
guess there were 3.
Super blonde.
Yeah,
that was
3 in that year.
Yeah. How did you get the connection with Hallmark and getting that first? Which one did you film first?
Well, 3? I did Appetite for Love first, and I was super blonde, and I didn't know anything about Hallmark. I had never even seen any of their movies, or didn't know that there was a whole world of these beautiful movies that make people so happy. And as soon as I did one, I was like, sign me up, put me in as many as possible. This is awesome. I just, like, you know, that giving back feeling, and really connecting with the fans and making people smile in a time when, you know, it's rough out there, to have these movies and really get to check out and just, you know that there's going to be a happy ending and that everything's going to work out and everything's great, I think is so awesome to be a part of. So as soon as I got a taste, I was like, yep, sign me up. Yeah. Everything Hallmark, I'm in for good. So.
Was that fun working with Andrew Walker for your first one?
Oh, Andrew's the best. We're still friends today. He was the perfect starting board for, you know, the Hallmark world, because he knows the ins and outs, and he, you know, really, you know, laid down how it all works out. And, you know, we're shooting really fast, and this is the schedule, and, you know, just getting thrown into it was very helpful to have it be with Andrew. I hope we do another movie together soon. It's been 3 years or 4 years already. We should do another one.
Yeah, definitely. So I've noticed that you often play more modern women than some of the other. And I was wondering, like in Festival of Ice, you've got this question of you know, do you want to be an attorney, or do you want to carve ice? Do you want to, in Falling for You, like your question about going to the city, and you actually do go to the city at the end, which is like unheard of in Hallmark.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just all of them. I feel like your roles, or even in My Summer Prince, there's more of a career-driven modern woman than sometimes you see. And I was wondering if that was by design, or you just think that's your casting type, or what?
Well, when Hallmark calls, I say yes. So, yeah, no, I guess that's just who they see me as, which is pretty awesome, because I love a modern win for the woman. So
Christmas in Homestead, that's I think a fan favorite. So that was your first Christmas movie. And so what was that one like to make?
I love that one. Michael Rady was amazing. That was his first one, actually. I think he's done a few since. But you know, it was really fun to opened his eyes to the world of Hallmark, which is awesome because like he has kids, and it's just so fulfilling to make something wholesome and wonderful that that families can sit down and watch. But yeah, I think that was besides Christmas Festival of Ice, I think those are my only 2 Christmas movies. So I need to do some more Christmas movies.
Yeah, you should. 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just put it in the universe right now.
Yeah,
let's
speak it to be.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Was it fun to play an actress? Did you get kind of meta in that?
Yeah, very meta. It was very cool. Yeah, I love the character arcs. Really, there was a real, beginning, middle, and end to her whole character development, and I just adored, where she was, where she came, and where she ended up. So it was really, really, really fun to play.
Yeah, yeah. I like that one. I enjoy that one. I think it's, I don't know. It's just a little bit different. It's not the.
Yeah, you don't normally see that on Hallmark, right? It's open up a new world. Got to peek inside behind the scenes of movie making. So that was very cool.
Did you film either of those in like July? Either of your Christmas movies?
Yep, exactly. We, of course. No, the ice one was done in Ottawa, so it was so cold. It was beyond cold. It was miserable. But the other one we shot in Atlanta, in Dahlonega.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's this cute little quaint town, and it was so hot. It was hot for the first week, and then it kind of cooled down to, not sweating in your jacket in your scene when it's supposed to be cold outside. But and we shoot most of them in Canada, but My Summer Prince was in Utah, and the other one was in Dahlonega. So that was very cool.
Yeah.
I thought My Summer Prince was filmed in Idaho.
No, it was shot in Utah, Park City.
So I'm from Utah.
Yeah.
So. Woo woo.
Oh.
And I'm from Georgia, so I'm familiar with Dahlonega. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, we cover it all.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second from our interview with Taylor to talk about one of our sponsors of this episode of the podcast. They are a new sponsor we're really excited about. They're the folks over at Baked by Melissa, and Valentine's Day is coming up. It's very exciting, and you want to get something that's special and yummy, preferably for your loved one. And the bite-sized cupcakes from Baked by Melissa are the perfect choice. And you are you're married, you have Valentine's, celebrate Valentine's. Would this be something that would excite you to get a Valentine's?
Oh my gosh, yes, I have a major sweet tooth, so sweets are the key to my heart, and it's bite-sized, so it's not too big, not too small, so you can eat it without feeling guilty, and lots of flavors, so you have your choice.
Yeah, there's really good flavors. Because sometimes these fancy cupcakes to me can be a little bland. Like they look pretty, but they don't have a lot of flavor. And here you've got white chocolate cookies and cream, red velvet, milk chocolate, dulce de leche. And they really do pack quite a bit of flavor into this little bite.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. And it's really attractively packaged. It comes in, they have all the ice and everything that you need, to package. But then the cupcakes are in a really beautiful box with a pretty, this case is, Valentine's image. But one of our friends got a thank you image. You can do what they're different, but I thought it was very attractive. It would be great for like a company gift if you need something like that. Very professional looking. So it's really nice. They send them very quickly, 1 and 2 day shipping nationwide, and so you can order for Valentine's Day all the way up until the 12th, which is pretty amazing.
That is.
Mm-hmm. So definitely check out Baked by Melissa. Go to bakedbymelissa.com, use code Hallmarkies, and you get 15% off your order. It's really easy to go and order, and you're going to love them. They're really good. I have to ask about Falling for You. Not only did it have the great ending of her moving to the city, we were all like, what is happening? And we were so excited. It was my favorite non-Christmas movie of that year, Hallmark.
Oh,
I really did love it.
Good.
And the kiss was unbelievable. It was so good. Because I'm not a big fan of the whole near kiss thing in Hallmark. Every once in a while they do it right, but most of the time it's like, oh, come on.
Like, let them kiss.
Like they're grown-ups. Like they can kiss. Like, and
we can handle it.
But it was so good. I loved it because it's, they have the near kiss, and I was kind of like, ugh. And it was just like the smallest little noise that stopped, and I'm like, who's gonna not kiss Tyler Hines in that situation? This is ridiculous. And then you're like, then you just go for it. It was great.
A kiss
I love it. Yes, exactly. I love it. Everybody was blown away. They kissed before the end.
Yeah, that's always the best.
But yeah, was that movie like fun to film? It seemed like it would be.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Tyler is hysterical.
Yeah.
Holy moly, he is just the most fun. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun playing with that and his characters. So yeah, it was really
It was just so.
And we had a little break room that had some ping pong in it, so he's pretty good, but not as good as me. So I challenged him a few times.
Ping pong showdowns between scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you sweating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing about that movie was I don't think anybody had any idea what a Bachelor Bake Off is. Because it was
right.
like, why is a mother bidding on these cakes? Like, what is happening?
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
funny.
it got weird.
Yeah, it did.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah, you mentioned that you've had blonde hair, and of course you've had red hair and brown hair on Hallmark.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I just finished dyeing my hair actually red so that I can go shoot Ruby #3 coming up here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice.
do you have a hair color preference? Or do you...
I like the sort of, I don't even know what color it is called. I'm just stumbling because it's basically just left over in a mess of whatever happened before. But the movie that's coming out, what is it?
This Saturday.
Matching Hearts. Yeah, this Saturday, Matching Hearts. My grandma told me that is my hair color, that she likes that one of all the colors. That is the one. So I think that I was like, I don't know how to get back to that because it was just dyed and then re-dyed and then undyed and then back around. Just leftover mash of colors. So I think that one was a little bit red with blonde tips and my brown roots. So whatever that mixture is.
Okay, we'll be watching for that on Saturday.
Exactly. And if Grandma likes it, then it's a winner.
Exactly. Yeah.
Grandma.
But actually, when I first got my first role on Hallmark for Appetite for Love, I had the week before just, like all actors do, either just do something completely irrational and wanted to dye my hair like white, like go like superhero white, and I and I did. And then I got a call from Hallmark, and they said, "Yeah, you need to tone that down. That's not Hallmark friendly.
That's not.
You need to make that more of a normal color." Because it was ice white. It was, yeah. It was funny.
Wow, that's funny. And of
so
course,
I got to be that color for a week.
That's really funny. Of course, the One Winter series is ultimate fan favorite, and I bet it's really fun to work with that cast because you worked with Jack before and you got to work with him again. Plus, Rukia and Deshane.
Yeah.
Right? Deshawn.
Yeah. Deshane,
How is that? How do you like working with all of them?
Oh, we are a family up there. It's so much fun. Winnipeg, is like a foodie place, has music and food, so we get to, enjoy all that together. But yeah, we were so upset this year when we heard that they weren't going to get the script together in time for shooting the wedding, but hopefully they'll do it this year, because I can't imagine having a proposal without a wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
So get those fans to speak up and make this happen. I don't know.
Oh, I've seen tweets in the universe recently because it wasn't on this past month.
Yeah. Dinnerfest.
Like, hey, we want to see it. So I've seen lots of
exactly.
There. So do you do like winter sports? Like, are you actually like good at those kind of things, or is that kind of?
Well, yeah, actually, I mean, I skied when I was growing up, but I tore my ACL playing volleyball. So the idea of my knees being on two different planes sort of just freaked me out. So I've picked up snowboarding because, I moved to Tahoe. So why not? And so it's got, a pass where you can go to all different mountains all over. And so I picked up snowboarding.
Oh, nice.
So maybe I won't need a stunt double next movie.
I was gonna say, maybe it won't be so much stunt double. Nice, that's
cool.
Well, Rukia was telling us that you shot that movie in two places. That was a resort that with the mountain shots, and then in I forget where she said, but
Winnipeg
for the flat parts.
Yeah, Winnipeg. So I guess the first time we started shooting one winter weekend, it was supposed to be all shot in Winnipeg, but the joke, like the running joke of Winnipeg is you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. It's so flat. So I was like, how are we going to shoot a snowboarding themed movie in the flattest place on earth? And they were like, oh, the landfill, basically, that's a hill. And I'm like, what? You have one hill in this whole town and it's a dump and we're going to go shoot on it? Like, this sounds ridiculous. So then after, back and forth, they were like, yeah, no, we need to plan a trip and go to Banff. Well, it was outside of Banff, but in that area. And that made shooting that much better and so much cooler, really fun. I mean, just to get to the hotel that we were staying in, you take a 10-minute lift up a gondola. So it was quite a dream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so
we look forward to those movies for that reason.
Yeah.
It must have been epic to film, and that whole proposal scene was so good. I mean, you must have known that fans are going to go crazy for this.
Yeah, that's why we have to have a wedding. How do we not have a wedding yet?
Exactly.
Got to.
Yeah,
very exciting.
Beautiful. And the music and the setting, it was like, wow, this is so romantic.
Yeah. Gary Yates, the director, is one of my favorite Hallmark directors for sure. He can take any script and he just turns it up. I don't know if it's his, it's obviously just his vision, and makes everything so magical and so Hallmark and so beautiful. And he has so much fun doing it. You see him behind the screen, and he just has this big smile on while he's watching the actors do a scene. I think it's so cute. It's like his inner child is just standing there watching the monitors, which is awesome. So, yeah, I hope we get to go back, and I hope that he's free, because he's really, the one who makes that vision all come together, because he's got an eye for the romance.
Yeah, those special Hallmark moments.
Well, I actually go back too because Rakia was telling us that she got so sick, and so they weren't able to have a Megan and Sean kiss, and we need it. We need that.
Yes, we do.
I know.
We
Oh my gosh. We also always have the fondue, you know, in both of the things. It's sort of like our bonding thing. Rakia and I's character, that we always go have this delicious fondue, but she was sick that day, so I basically had to do double time eating. So I was like so sick by the end of that. I was like, no more cheese ever again. So bad.
You're like, I think I'm not lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not totally tolerant either. It's delicious for the first take, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I need a stand-in. Yeah.
So let's talk about Ruby Herring. Very exciting. So you got a mystery show, which like pretty much means you're a queen of Hallmark. You get a mystery show. That must have been that must have been pretty exciting. I was just gonna say, how did that all like come about and the whole project?
Yeah, well, I was, just going to say that the fact that Andrea Canning from Dateline, is it Dateline or 2020? Oh gosh. Anyway, Andrea Canning, is pitched it to Hallmark, this idea of, basically a reporter, which is what she is, and solving these crimes. And, Hallmark was like, yeah, let's do it, figure it out. And so now on the first one, she didn't come on and do anything, but the second one and this third one, she'll do, she did and will do news broadcasting with me, which makes the newsroom so much more real. And she's, the cadence that you talk in as a reporter is very important. So I'm like, how do I say this? How does this go? Which is very helpful and so awesome. She's such a pro, and she's so awesome. So, and she's, as a reporter, you're writing all your own material. So that's what she does. And she's so quick and so great with it. And in this Ruby particular, we really get to like dive in and meet both the characters. What I said is like, you really want them to kiss at the end of this one. You know what I mean? You just like, you feel the
chemistry building.
It's really good. And she's really made you fall for these characters. And with the dad, the relationship with John, he's awesome. John Wesley Ships, and he is really prevalent in this third one, and we get to have that father-daughter bonding time and really connect with him more. So that's really exciting. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's nice because her father was an investigative reporter, and you're a reporter. It's just like more of a natural fit for her to be investigating stuff than like a baker.
Exactly.
The other sleuths we have.
Writing crossword puzzles and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. Those are all fine too.
Yes, they are. Yeah, more natural for you.
We'd like to take a second from our interview with Taylor and talk about our second sponsor for this episode of the podcast. They are the good folks over at Kerr. They've been such an amazing sponsor for us, one of our first ones. And, right now we are in the new year. Everybody's setting the resolutions. They want to be healthier. And Kerr really makes that easier for you by personalizing your vitamin regimen, your vitamin routine. And so what you do is you go on and you take their personalized quiz so that hopefully by the end of it, you can determine kind of what vitamins you need, because we take these vitamins and a lot of it just ends up going through us. There's not what our body needs, what our our lifestyle needs. And so like when I took the quiz, I was able to sort of determine that I needed help with sleep. I needed help with that I sometimes have low iron, things like that, I was able to do. And they send it to you in this little packets that have your name on it. They have a little saying on it. They're just really personal. And I think that helps. Plus you can just like stick it in your purse, stick it in your suitcase if you're traveling. I mean, you travel a lot, Anne. Does that sound like something that would be helpful for you?
I mean, it's personalized to you. It's small enough where you can take it where you need to take it and, get the care you need. So I think it's great.
Yes. And they also have protein powders, and that are made from real ingredients, including organic cocoa and pink Himalayan sea salt. And so they have the quality, the science, the research that goes into all of their products. And you can be on a subscription plan if you don't even want to have to worry about it, or you can just order individual orders. And so right now you can get 50% off of your first order by going to takecareof.com, enter code Hallmarkies50. That's 50% off your first order, which is an amazing deal. Go to takecareof.com, enter Hallmarkies50, which is different than some of the other codes we've had in the past for them. So make sure you use that. And I think you'll really enjoy it.
We got to interview Stephen in the holiday season. He was so nice and charming. And what do you like about working with him?
He is so sweet. I always joke about the interview question when people are like, "What does Ruby? How does Ruby help? Detective Killian or whatever?" And
yeah.
She basically is solving all of his crimes, and he's just doing the paperwork on the whole thing. So I'm like, I always give him a hard time about his character not keeping up with Ruby. But he's so fun. I think just broke into acting in the last few recent years. So he's, on set, and he's just excited to learn and experiment and play. And he's so full of surprises. I mean, on his weekend off, he went like kite surfing and was telling me all the different things that he was a part of and all the awards that he's won. He's like Mr. Super Athlete, crazy talented in all areas. So, and then he's from Saskatoon, so he makes these pies with Saskatoon berries, and he's just like so multifaceted. He's so cute. But he's really fun.
We told him that they should make a Hallmark movie about his life, because he was ensconced in business and then moved back to the country and then a whole new life.
Totally.
And so, you could even have
I think I've done that movie.
Probably.
I think everybody at Hallmark has.
Yeah.
It would be great. But I loved in the last one, particularly the whole scene where he's in the car and she's with Andrew Francis's character and painting ostensibly, and like when Andrew Francis is like bothering her about being in the bathroom, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I don't know, that whole scene I thought was great. And you see Jake in the car like getting more and more kind of concerned and worried. That was a good one. I liked that.
Yeah, I think in this third one there's a lot more of that where you get to see Jake's personality, and it's all those like reaction to whatever character. There's a lot more character, like interesting characters that we interview and play with. So it's really fun. And there's a whole golf element ingrained in it, which is very cool because I'm a golfer, and then Steven said he used to golf. So we're gonna have fun with that.
When you read the script, do you get caught off guard, or do you immediately know, like, okay, this is the murderer? Or are you kind of?
I am no Ruby Herring, and I have no clue until they spell it out for me. I mean, I have my guesses, but they're usually wrong.
Yeah, that's funny. That's good.
But the fans are great at it. They know, they piece it all together. Like, I know, I figured it all out. So, but I think there's a lot of, this one has a lot of twists and turns and, you know, missing pieces until the end where you're like, got it. It all comes together.
That's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So your new movie, Matching Hearts, why don't you tell us a little bit about it and your character?
Well, I play Julia Palmer, and she is a matchmaker, and she works at this big firm, and her boss, Elizabeth, is stuck in her ways and does the things that she does every year and throws a party the same way and, you know, doesn't want to change because she's, you know, stuck in her ways. And I sort of am trying to branch out and figure out how to update the place. And in the meantime, I run into Daniel, who is played by oh gosh, help me,
Ryan Pavey.
Yes, Ryan Pavey. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I was thinking of our character names. So Daniel's played by Ryan Pavey, who was so sweet and so kind and so awesome. And then we just sort of have a spark, but she ignores it because she wants to put her career first. And so she's very focused on really not focusing on her personal life, even with like adopting a dog. She falls in love with this dog, and she's not ready right now. She's just got to get her career, everything, all her ducks in a row, and really focus on that whole thing. So when she sees him and they have a little initial spark, she waves it off and immediately thinks of him to set up on a date. And one of our mutual friends in the movie basically sets him up with my matchmaking services. So I am forced to set him up on a date, and we get to know each other through the whole thing and realize that maybe we are meant for each other, which is so crazy because in real life, my fiance now just got engaged.
Congratulations.
And thank you. I was trying to matchmake him for 2 years when we first met.
No way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I was like, wait a second, you might be my person. So
I want you for myself.
Exactly. Exactly. You're really great. I think I'm going to keep you. So that was really fun shooting this movie because I was like, this is my life. It's so cool.
This is like my life. Yeah. Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Really
So, you have to tell us, now that you mentioned that, you have to tell us about the proposal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because when you think you know that a proposal's coming, every event is like, oh, he's gonna do it now. Should I put on makeup? Should I put on? We had a boat ride on the 4th of July, and he was like, well, you better dress warm. It's going to be cold or whatever. But I wanted to look cute because I thought he was going to do it on the boat. And then so I started to get all worked up, and I was like, I mean, you want me to wear my Snuggie? He's like, yeah, sure. Is it warm? And I'm like, oh, he's going to propose to me and my Snuggie. Anyway, so I was just like, you get all worked up. And then the next day he was like, yeah, I was wondering why you were being so weird about what you wanted to wear. I was so funny. So it didn't happen on New Year's, and then it didn't happen. But he started to warn me. He was like, "It's not going to happen tonight, just so you know." And then his friend came in town like on the 3rd, so a few days after New Year's, and we already had family in town, and we have this obsession with playing Clue. So we were all playing Clue together as a family, and I don't know if you've played Clue in a while, but once you get hooked, it's like you can't wait to play again. So, and then in the middle of our game of Clue, we're with one of our mutual friends who came in and surprised us. He went to the pool and he made a guess, and so he pulled out the card, and on the card it read, Mr. Larson did it with a diamond ring in the game room, which is where we were, and it was cute. So it was perfect because it was just, I mean, if you know me, I'm very relaxed and chill and not, That's exactly what I would want.
That's
You know,
sweet.
so
Yeah, I
so
like
cute.
that.
so fun with family and friends and playing a board
Yeah.
game. So
Yeah.
sums me right up.
Well, especially since you're filming a mystery movie, you know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
perfect. You got like a whole mystery work to do your proposal.
All the
Oh,
time.
that's so cute.
That's really
adorable.
sweet.
Yeah. It's really
Congratulations. That's
Thank you so
great.
much.
Well,
Thank
very
you.
cool. We're excited for Matching Hearts. It's going to be
Yes, I'm really excited.
a ton of
No,
fun.
me too.
And what was the
Good. I know Ryan Pavey's a fan favorite, so everybody's super excited about this one.
Yes,
So
he is.
Pavey
can't
pack?
wait.
Pavey
Oh
pack.
yeah, the Pavey
Yeah,
pack
that's
comes
right.
in strong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
Do you remember the dog's name?
Yes, Luna.
Oh, so
I
cute.
love Luna. So cute. It has this one floppy ear. One stands up and
Aw.
one is floppy. So she's so adorable. Oh my gosh. We have one scene where she's supposed to speak on cue and she did, but she startled me because it was so loud. So hopefully they used that take because it was completely natural and she just nailed it first time. She's so cute.
Aw. Well, we like to end our interviews with some fun questions. There's silly questions. So here we go. First question: what is the best ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Very good. What is your favorite color?
I'm so bad at these quick answers because I have to break everything down. I'm like, am I wearing the color? Is it the color of eyes? Is it my? I would say.
For clothes. How about for clothes?
Blue.
Yeah, that's a good.
Let's go blue.
Blue.
For Tahoe
Okay,
blue.
good. Okay. What music are you into right now?
Oh, I like anything you can dance to. I'm big anything soul, R&B, but I'm definitely country girl at heart because I'm from Texas. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, good. So what is your go-to date night food?
Pizza.
Oh yeah,
So that's to stay in. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But sushi. I mean, I eat everything, so there's not a go-to. I want to try it all.
You're like not fondue anymore.
Okay, so not too much.
Yeah, exactly. And
very good. What is your go-to date night activity if you're going to go out and do something?
I'm a big foodie, so I like to explore different restaurants. So we try to do it once a week, go out to a new place, and which also is funny because every time we shoot a movie somewhere new, we're trying to squeeze in all the restaurants in that place. So sometimes we do a double dinner. Like have just a little bit of dinner at this place and a little bit of dinner at that place so we can squeeze it in. I don't recommend it, but I do it.
It's like a progressive dinner, huh?
Yes, exactly.
Very good. Okay. Well, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay.
For sure.
But
on Matching Hearts, we had these little kittens. Oh my gosh, kittens are just a whole new world of cute. Holy cow.
That's true. So beaches or mountains?
Well, I live in Tahoe, so I don't have to choose. I get the beach and the mountains.
I was going to say, on your Instagram, I always see you in pictures with mountains and water in the same place. So
yeah exactly.
All right, we'll allow it. Okay.
Exactly.
Would you rather be in a fancy dress or in sweats?
Oh, sweats.
Okay.
All day.
Okay.
You have to pay me to get in and dress.
Do you have a favorite holiday to celebrate?
I think Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas for sure, because family and it's got to be it.
That's on brand. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Last question, and you can say one of your own. What is your favorite Hallmark movie?
My Summer Prince.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like that.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, it's really cute. It
Very
just
good.
it had all the personality and fun and playful, and the whole cast was awesome.
Yep. Very cool. Well, good. You passed the test. You can keep making Hallmark
cute.
movies.
Yeah, good. Wonderful. Good news.
That's a relief.
But thank you so much for coming on, talking with us. This was so much fun. And
thank you.
Do you have social media that you'd like to share?
Yeah, now you know that my memory's not great from this interview. Can't remember anything. I'm pretty sure my Instagram is Taylor Quinn Cole. That is my best guess.
Great.
I think that's right.
We'll put all of those links in the description so people can follow you, and we'll look forward to the movie. So
yeah, looking forward to it.
I think it's Taylor Cole on Twitter and Taylor Quinn Cole on Instagram. But yeah, double check that and put it on your website. That sounds good.
I will.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was so fun.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
All right.
Hopefully we can have you again. And
anytime.
Have a great Valentine's season coming up. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we'd like to thank Taylor for coming on the podcast. That was so much fun to get to talk with her. And Anne, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at awscott21.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, everywhere else. I've been covering the Sundance Film Festival. So lots of fun stuff about that. So check it out. And make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media, and on iTunes and YouTube. If you are listening on iTunes, please give us your ratings and reviews. It really, really helps us out a lot. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out a ton. So thank you very much for doing that. And consider becoming one of our patrons. We have giveaways. We have other fun content. Sometimes we've had patrons on the program. So we really love our patrons. It's so much fun. All the information will be in the description. And then we also have our merch store, which has some really fun designs for postables, hardies, all inspired. So definitely go check that out. And thanks again to Taylor, and we will talk to you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.